The internet thought Chrissy's last response was the final nail in Jim Jones's coffin. Fans were convinced she had delivered the ultimate blow after 20 years of heartbreak, betrayal, and public spectacle. But just when the dust began to settle, Jim exploded back onto the scene, and this time, he isn't holding anything back. His fury is raw, his words are fire. And the receipts he's teasing are darker and messier than anyone dared to imagine, sources say. Jim spiraled into silence after Chrissy's viral video, disappearing from the spotlight, licking his wounds. But whispers began to spread. Secret recordings, leaked voicemails, late-night text chains that hinted at betrayals too big to hide. And when Jim finally reemerged, came armed with ammo aimed straight at Chrissy's heart. But here's the twist. Mama Jones herself has jumped in. The woman never shy to speak her mind is back on the front lines, dragging Chrissy, defending her son, and threatening to expose skeletons buried so deep they could shatter the entire love and hip-hop universe. What started as Chrissy's triumphant declaration of freedom has spiraled into a generational family war, fought through Instagram lives, Bakali leaks, group chats mysteriously spilled online, and celebrity shade throwing gasoline on the flames. Fans are losing their minds, the culture is split in half. And the receipts being teased aren't just personal, they're explosive enough to destroy reputations, finances, and family ties forever. This isn't just a breakup. This is war. The story ignited the second Jim Jones opened his mouth on Instagram Live. There was no hesitation, no careful build-up. He came in swinging, smoke curling in the frame as his voice tore through the speakers. Chrissy'd been playing victim for too long, he growled, eyes flashing, and in seconds, the internet was set ablaze. Thousands piled into the comments, hashtags erupted, and before the live even ended, hashtag Jim vs. Chrissy was trending worldwide. But what nobody expected was what came next. Within an hour, a leaked recording surfaced, allegedly captured during a phone call with one of Jim's closest friends. His voice, furious and raw, spilled venom. She staged that whole damn speech. Manipulator, clout chaser, she rehearsed it with producers. Fans argued endlessly. Was the clip authentic or doctored? But one thing was undeniable. Jim was finished playing the silent victim. He was on the attack. Halfway through his live, Jim pulled out his phone, waving it in front of the camera like a weapon. "I got receipts too," he spat. The comment section exploded with all caps demands. "Drop them now. Prove IT. Jimmy?" And then he pressed play. The feed crackled with Chrissy's faint but recognizable voice. "You know, I stayed quiet about what you did in Miami. Don't push me, Jimmy." The internet lost its mind. Miami? What happened in Miami? Fan pages immediately dissected the voicemail, slowing it down, cleaning the audio, speculating wildly. Was Chrissy covering up infidelity? Financial fraud? A mystery woman? Theories spread like wildfire. One viral tweet screamed, "MIAMI is about to end him." But Jim wasn't done detonating bombs. He held up screenshots that he claimed were straight from Chrissy's phone. The alleged messages showed Chrissy texting someone saved only as M late at night. "You were the only one who held me down when Jim couldn't." Jim leaned back, smirking. "Tell me I'm lying." The crowd in the comments imploded. Half screamed fake, while others swore the timestamps and battery percentage in the screenshot proved authenticity. Gossip blogs plastered the images across their homepages within minutes, dissecting every detail like crime scene investigators. Was M a mystery lover, an industry insider, or something even darker? And then the unthinkable happened. Mama Jones jumped headfirst into the storm. She didn't tiptoe in with a written statement. She didn't pass comments through a blogger. She went live herself, robe on, hair wrapped, face flushed with rage. "Don't nobody disrespect my son," she shouted directly at the camera. "Chrissy been using him for 20 years, and I ain't staying quiet no more." Her voice boomed with fire, her finger jabbing the screen. The internet froze. Mama Jones had entered the war. Fans who once begged her to stay out suddenly realized she was here to fight, and she wasn't pulling punches. "I'll set the record straight," she promised, hinting at secrets Chrissy supposedly buried deep. Secrets that, if true, would drag this saga into even darker territory. Not long after Mama's rant, another insider leak landed like dynamite. A group chat screenshot circulated across gossip blogs, allegedly featuring Mama Jones herself alongside two unidentified numbers. The messages, scathing. One line attributed to Mama read, "I told Jim years ago she only in this for herself." Another hinted at financial betrayal. "She took that money and never paid it back." Fans erupted. If these screenshots were real, Chrissy wasn't just a victim. She was pocketing money meant for family projects. The betrayal narrative spread like wildfire, with Twitter hashtags #ChrissyTheSnake and #Mama told us trending. Side by side. Then came the anonymous email that sent shockwaves. Multiple blogs received a message allegedly from a former VH1 producer. The claim: Chrissy's now famous freedom speech wasn't spontaneous. It was rehearsed. Multiple takes filmed. Jim blindsided. According to the email, producers leaned into Chrissy's ambush to maximize ratings, leaving Jim devastated and humiliated. The blogs ran with it, and fans divided like never before. Was Chrissy a long-suffering woman reclaiming her voice, or a mastermind setting Jim up for destruction? Celebrities added gasoline to the blaze. Erica Mena tweeted, "Never bite the hand that fed you. Some PPL forget who put 'em on." Tamar Braxton jumped in with an Instagram story. "Some women stay silent for years. Doesn't mean they didn't suffer." In seconds, fans were split down the middle. Team Jim, Team Chrissy. No in-between. Jim, emboldened, returned to live the next night. This time his tone shifted from rage to pain. His eyes glassy, his voice cracked. "I gave that woman 20 years, he said, "and now she got the whole world looking at me like I'm a monster." Fans flooded the chat with heart emojis, others with venom. The split was palpable. But then Jim dropped another nuke. His voice hardened, his fists clenched. "She ain't tell y'all about the contract she signed behind my back? A deal with VH1 for her own spinoff. Y'all don't know who the real snake is." The internet exploded. Within hours, a blurry screenshot of what appeared to be a VH1 proposal leaked online. The title: Chrissy's New Chapter. If real, it was proof she was planning her escape long before the breakup went public. Jim's smirk during the live said it all. He believed he had caught Chrissy in her own trap. Fans screamed betrayal. Others defended Chrissy's right to move on. Hashtags #Chrissy spinoff and #Jim is lying trended side by side, fueling chaos at every corner of the web. And then came the emotional curveball. A fan account leaked unseen footage from the reunion taping. The clip showed Chrissy backstage, sobbing into a producer's arms. Her voice cracked. "I can't do this anymore. He'll never change. He'll never stop humiliating me." The raw footage flipped the narrative again. Sympathy swelled. Fans who doubted her came rushing back, flooding Twitter with #ProtectChrissy and #ChrissyWins. But Mama Jones wasn't having it. Hours later, she fired off another live, eyes blazing. She crying for the cameras? She crying for sympathy. But she ain't cry when she hurt my son. Her words sliced through the internet, reigniting the firestorm. As if that wasn't enough, just before midnight, another leak dropped, this time audio. Muffled but unmistakable, Jim and Mama Jones in a heated argument. Jim's voice roared, "Stay out of it, Ma. You making it worse?" Mama shot back screaming, "I should have never let that woman in our house." The clip ended abruptly, leaving fans stunned. Was Jim turning against his own mother in the middle of this war? The internet spiraled into chaos. Fans debated authenticity, dissected every word, and flooded blogs with conspiracy threads. Some swore the audio proved Jim was unraveling. Others claimed it was staged by Chrissy's team. The truth was lost in the noise, but one thing was certain. This was no longer just a feud between lovers. This was family versus family, loyalty versus betrayal, and an empire hanging by a thread. And then, just as dawn broke, a mysterious Twitter account named @TruthsInHarlem dropped a cryptic post. If you thought Miami was bad, wait until you hear what happened in Atlanta. Receipts tomorrow. The internet froze. Miami had already sent fans into meltdown. But Atlanta? What did that mean? Another woman. Another deal. Another scandal? Nobody knew, but everybody was desperate to find out. Within hours, Truths in Harlem had gone viral. Some whispered it was a VH1 insider. Others swore it was someone inside Jim's own circle. Whoever it was, one thing was clear. Atlanta was about to make Miami look like child's play. And the receipts were only hours away. The internet braced itself as the promised Atlanta receipts dropped. Truths in Harlem delivered with a vengeance. The first screenshot, a luxury suite booking at a downtown Atlanta hotel signed under Jim Jones's legal name. But what sent fans spiraling was the co-signer's initials, CL, for a split second. Speculation ran wild that it was Chrissy herself. But timelines didn't match. Chrissy had been photographed in New York during that exact week, attending a fashion event. So who was CL? Within minutes, blogs linked the initials to a backup dancer Jim had been spotted with at an Atlanta club. The thread continued with grainy surveillance stills allegedly pulled from that same hotel. Though blurry, one image clearly showed Jim, arm wrapped around a woman who wasn't Chrissy. Fans zoomed, enhanced, argued endlessly. Some swore it was the dancer. Others thought it was someone entirely different. Either way, the internet's verdict was brutal. Miami wasn't an isolated incident. Atlanta was proof of a pattern. Within hours, hashtags #Atlanta receipts and #CheaterJimmy topped trending lists. Blogs ran headlines like Jim's secret life exposed in Atlanta scandal. Memes flooded TikTok, side-by-side comparisons of Jim promising loyalty on TV while being spotted in grainy hotel frames. The narrative was out of his hands. Mama Jones wasted no time. She went live again, voice booming with fury. "I told y'all. I've been told y'all that boy don't listen to me. Look what happens when you give your heart to the wrong woman." But then, in a shocking pivot, she flipped the blame. If Chrissy had been holding her man down, he wouldn't have been wandering in Atlanta. That's her fault. Her rant split the internet in half. Some agreed, claiming Chrissy failed to keep her man's loyalty. Others dragged Mama Jones mercilessly. "Stop blaming the victim. Hold your son accountable." Meanwhile, Chrissy remained silent. No tweets. No Instagram lives. Nothing. Until a mysterious 15-second TikTok clip surfaced. It captured her on the phone, her voice trembling. "If he drags me, I'll drag him worse. I've been holding these for years." The clip ended abruptly. But the message was clear. Chrissy had her own arsenal. And she wasn't afraid to use it. The silence from Jim's side only made things worse. For 2 days, his accounts went dark. His friends, usually quick to defend him, stayed eerily quiet. That vacuum created a feeding frenzy. Erica Mena fanned the flames with another tweet. "Funny how the loudest ones always go silent when the truth hits." The post went viral, stoking suspicion that Jim's empire was collapsing from within. Then the leaks took a darker turn. Anonymous blogs published a muffled recording allegedly captured at a dinner in Atlanta. A man sounding like Jim muttered, "Chrissy doesn't need to know. I'll make sure she gets her cut either way." Fans gasped. Her cut? What cut? Was Jim funneling money through Chrissy's name without her knowledge? By nightfall, #her cut was trending with wild theories. Some believed it exposed financial betrayal, Jim hiding money in Chrissy's name. Others speculated it tied to VH1 deals or under-deal payments. Nobody knew the truth, but the suspicion was enough to ignite chaos. And then Chrissy broke her silence. She posted a single photo on Instagram, her face raw, eyes swollen from crying, captioned simply, "Enough." No context. No hashtags. Just one word that detonated across the internet. Within minutes, Tamar Braxton commented, "Stand tall, sis." Candy Burris dropped a heart emoji. Cardi B reposted the image to her story with the line, "Sometimes silence says more than words." Fans flooded the comments, declaring Chrissy the true victim of decades of betrayal. Jim supporters fought back, insisting Chrissy was manipulating sympathy again. But the tide was shifting. The emotional punch of enough carried more weight than all of Jim's fiery lives or Mama Jones's tirades. 2 days later, Jim returned. His Instagram Live was different this time. No bravado, no smirk. He looked exhausted. His eyes hollow, his voice gravelly. "Y'all think y'all know the truth," he muttered, "but y'all don't know nothing. Chrissy been playing the long game, and she's about to get exposed." Then he flashed what looked like a PDF contract. He only showed it for a second, but fans screenshotted frantically. One line was clear: narrative control in exchange for executive producer credit. If real, it meant Chrissy had negotiated power behind the scenes to shape how her story with Jim played out on VH1. The internet lost it. Was Chrissy masterminding her own redemption arc all along? Or was Jim grasping at straws to paint her as a villain? Theories split the culture in half. Team Chrissy hailed her as a survivor, finally reclaiming power. Team Jim screamed she was a manipulator orchestrating his downfall for fame. Mama Jones seized the moment to go nuclear. She returned to live, pounding her chest, tears streaming as she roared, "I raised a king and she trying to bury him alive. Y'all seeing the truth now? Chrissy never loved my son. She loved the cameras. She loved the money. She loved the attention." Her tirade stretched nearly an hour. Clips chopped up and plastered across TikTok and Twitter, fueling more chaos. But the most shocking bomb didn't come from Jim or Mama Jones. It came from @Truths in Harlem again. The anonymous account dropped a video allegedly recorded years ago in a kitchen. Jim and Mama Jones argued. Mama screamed, "If you don't cut Chrissy off, you're gonna lose everything." And Jim shouted back, "You don't know what she got on me." That one line, "what she got on me," froze the internet. Fans erupted with speculation. What leverage did Chrissy hold? Proof of infidelity, financial crimes, family secrets. Theories spiraled out of control. Hidden children, stolen money, offshore accounts, even ties to street scandals. The suspense was unbearable. And then, just as the frenzy peaked, Chrissy reappeared online. Not with a live, not with a selfie. With a black screen and white text, "Receipts. Tomorrow, 8 p.m., the internet erupted into chaos. Was she about to drop proof of Miami? The Atlanta betrayal? The VH1 contract? Or something even darker? Blogs began countdowns. Fan accounts posted Chrissy Day banners. Celebrities teased they'd be tuning in. But hours before Chrissy's promised reveal, another leak detonated. An audio clip surfaced Mama Jones on the phone, her voice sharp with panic. "If she drops those receipts, Jimmy's finished. We all finished." The internet froze again. Mama Jones admitted it. Whatever Chrissy was holding wasn't just about Jim. It threatened the entire family. Fans screamed in disbelief. What kind of receipts could annihilate everyone at once? By nightfall, hashtags trended worldwide. Hashtag Chrissy receipts. Hashtag Mama panic. Hashtag Jimmy exposed. The stage was set for a cultural earthquake, and when the clock finally struck 8, millions were waiting. Notifications lit up phones across the globe. Chrissy was live at exactly 8 p.m. The internet stood still. Instagram notifications lit up millions of phones. Chrissy was live. Within seconds, over 200,000 viewers poured in, numbers climbing so fast the app nearly froze. She sat in a dimly lit room, no glam, no filters. Just raw intensity carved into her face. "I stayed quiet long enough," she began. her voice calm but trembling. "But since Jimmy wants to throw stones, let me show you the glass house he lives in." She lifted her phone, tapped the screen, and suddenly the live filled with audio. The first recording hit like a bullet. Jim's voice, unmistakable, muttered, "If they find out about the Atlanta account, we done. Just keep it under her name. She'll never know." Chrissy looked straight into the camera. "That's my name he's talking about. He was hiding money in my name, running it through me, and thought I'd never catch on." The comments detonated. Hashtag Atlanta account shot to the top of trending charts. Fans screamed about fraud, betrayal, and manipulation. Jim's defenders scrambled, insisting the audio was fake. But Chrissy wasn't finished. A second recording poured through the speakers. Jim again, his tone arrogant. "Chrissy ain't going nowhere. She ain't got nobody but me. I own her." The smugness in his voice sent chills down spines. Chrissy's eyes filled with tears. 20 years of loyalty, and that's how he talked about me behind my back. Then came the nuclear strike. Chrissy leaned forward, voice steady. "You want to talk about betrayal, Jimmy? Let's talk about Miami." She flashed screenshots, text exchanges between Jim and a woman saved as Mimi. Pet names, hotel bookings, flight details. One message from Jim: "Don't worry about Chrissy. She'll never find out." The live chat exploded. "Not Mimi." One fan screamed. Others connected dots to a woman spotted with Jim years earlier. Rumors that once simmered in whispers now burned with proof. But Chrissy had more. She held up a manila envelope, waved it in front of the camera. "This is the one Mama Jones doesn't want you to see." She slid out notarized documents, bank transfers, contracts. Jimmy and his mother opened credit lines in my name. When bills went unpaid, guess whose credit got destroyed? Mine. While they lived lavish, my future was ruined. The crowd in the comments turned savage. Hashtag Jim Exposed trended worldwide. Mama Jones's name surged too. Fans debating whether she was complicit or simply protecting her son. Chrissy wiped her tears, voice shaking with rage. "You wanted to embarrass me? You wanted to call me a manipulator. Look in the mirror. You wanted to call me a manipulator. Look in the mirror." Celebrity reactions poured in instantly. Tamar Braxton typed in the live chat, "I knew it." Cardi B tweeted, "This some Harlem Shakespeare drama." K-Ma added a cryptic line, "Some PPL build empires. Some PPL burn them down. Choose wisely." Jim couldn't stay silent. Minutes later, he went live on his own page, shirtless, pacing, sweating. "Them receipts fake." He barked. "She lying. She trying to paint me like a fraud when she the fraud." He waved his own phone, promising to upload the real receipts, proving Chrissy doctored evidence. His rage only made him look guiltier. Mama Jones joined his live midstream, screaming over him that woman ruined this family. She always been jealous, always been greedy. Jim tried to calm her down, but she snapped, "Don't tell me to calm down. You the one who let her play you for 20 years? Clips of the meltdown circulated instantly. Jim silencing his mother. Mama Jones screaming Chrissy's name. Nearly 1 million tuned in as the family war spilled out live before the world. But the night wasn't over. An anonymous video leaked on Twitter allegedly filmed years ago in a recording studio. It showed Jim drunk, ranting to friends. "If Chrissy ever leaves, I'll bury her. She won't survive without me." The word sent shockwaves. Some dismissed it as drunken trash talk. Others called it proof of emotional abuse. Hashtag Survive Chrissy trended as women shared their own stories of manipulation. Chrissy reposted the hashtag with a broken heart emoji. Sympathy swung hard in her favor. Hours later, Mama Jones released her own fiery video. Through tears, she screamed. Chrissy plotted from day one. She never loved Jimmy. She had her own sideman while living under his roof. But fans weren't buying it. With no receipts, her rant looked desperate. A mother shielding her son. Then came the twist no one saw coming. At Truths in Harlem struck again. dropping a string of emails allegedly between Chrissy and VH1 executives. One chilling line from Chrissy: "If Jim doesn't cooperate, I'll bring everything public. Either way, I win." The internet froze. Was this the smoking gun Jim had warned about? Had Chrissy orchestrated the downfall for her own power? Fans spiraled. Was she the victim or the mastermind pulling strings all along? Celebrities weighed in, adding to the chaos. Tamar backpedaled. "This too messy. I can't call it." 50 Cent posted a meme mocking Jim but shading Chrissy for being too strategic. Even VH1 broke silence, issuing a statement denying involvement in leaks but admitting they were monitoring the situation closely. Rumors swirled. Executives were considering pulling footage from upcoming episodes. The real-life scandal was eclipsing scripted drama. By midnight, fans were exhausted but hooked. Then Chrissy ended her live with one chilling line: "This is just the beginning. If they keep pushing, I'll drop the video. And once the video drops, it's over for everybody." The internet stopped breathing. A video? What video? Theories exploded. Was it footage of Jim with Mimi in Miami? A hidden recording of Mama Jones admitting her role? Something darker tied to fraud or family secrets? Nobody knew, but everybody agreed if Chrissy had a video, it could end not just Jim, not just Mama, but the entire Harris family empire. Within minutes, hashtags surged worldwide. Hashtag the video. Hashtag Chrissy bombshell. Hashtag Jones empire collapse. Gossip blogs launched countdowns, fans prepped watch parties, celebrities cleared schedules. The whole culture braced for impact. Jim raging, Chrissy emboldened, Mama Jones unhinged, and a mysterious video looming over them all like a guillotine. The cliffhanger was unbearable, and that's where we leave it tonight. With Jim Jones pacing in rage, Mama Jones screaming into the void, Chrissy calm but deadly, holding onto a video that could destroy an entire dynasty. The receipts have already toppled reputations. The audio has rattled fans. The documents have painted a picture of betrayal and manipulation so deep it feels unreal.